Today I'm going to explain about the behavior of the durable functions related to the history table and also the queue. So this is about the history table. So once the orchestrator functions get a request, then the orchestrator function wake up. Then what happened is it write to the execution history table and hey, we are started. Orchestrator started. Then go on to the next code. Then the orchestrator function asks to the history table, hey, do we already execute this code, like output, add, await, context, call as activity async or something? Of course, this is first time. Not yet. Hey, not. Then the orchestrator function actually execute this code and send a message to the activity function. Hey, execute this. Then on the history table, and there is a new entry like a task scheduled, say hello Tokyo or something. Then the orchestrator function going to sleep. Then the activity functions wake up. They execute the code of the activity functions. Then the activity functions finished. Then write a record to the history table and send back to the result to the orchestrator. This is the result is hello Tokyo. Then the orchestrator functions wake up again and replace the code from the top. Orchestrator started again and ask the execution history, hey, do we already execute this code? This time, yes, and the result is hello Tokyo. And the orchestrator functions return the result to the client. This is the behavior of the history table. Then going to move to the next step is understand the queue. This is the same code, and what happened for the queue this time? The orchestrator client, if they make awake the orchestrator, then they send a queue to the control queue. Control queue is about orchestrate queue for the orchestrator. Work item queue is for queue for the activity functions. Once the control queue gets the queue, the orchestrator watches the control queue and start execute the orchestrator. Then they execute the code and try to call the activity functions. In this case, the send work item queue to the message like this. Then the activity functions watch the work item queue and executes the code of the activity functions. Once it is finished, the activity function send the queue to the control queue and with the result. And activity function orchestrator wake up again because they watch the control queue and replace the code with the history table and replace the code and finally find out that there is already done and execute already and get the output from the history table and return back to the client to the hey, this is the output. This is the behavior of the durable functions, history table, and the queue. Thank you for watching.